talking to you about what the Seattle healthcare company, Neighbor Care, is doing with hormone blockers for elementary school kids and high school kids. These services will be a small pilot available to students and families within the existing schools we serve, the email went on. It was not widely distributed. Yes. Gender-affirming care is, in its many forms, represents life-saving care for many of the youth and their families who choose it. Families choose it? Really? Is that true? I thought families were out of the picture on this matter. Spokeswoman Mary Schilder, that's a shock to see a woman involved in this, told the Daily Wire, Neighbor Care Health offers care for transgender and non-binary students. Non-binary students, you understand that? Do you understand the sickness of the left? If you don't understand it, it means you don't want to understand it. Non-binary students. Students who think they're the other sex. You cannot become a member of the other sex. You can look like it, but you cannot become it. But non-binary is really entering a world that is fit for science fiction. I am neither a man nor a woman. I'm neither a boy nor a girl. Or, some days I'm a boy and some days I'm a girl. How do parents who know this continue to send their kids to a Seattle public school that is serviced by Neighbor Care? I don't have an answer to that question, I must say. Maybe some of you do. Ryan Staley. I don't know who Ryan. R-H-Y-E-N. I'm going to look up Ryan Staley because I have no idea what sex, if any, that individual is. Ryan Staley. I don't think we have a picture of that because a coach comes up. Yeah. Well, a researcher for Parents Defending Education, which obtained the documents. Oh, so this is all right. This is a good on the good side. Called the administration of irreversible treatments to children in schools unconscionable. See, it's interesting, unconscionable. I know exactly what this individual means, that it is terrible. But again, I remind you, the conscience for much of humanity is worthless. So unconscionable means something beyond the conscience. But most people who do bad sleep well with their conscience. Anyway, it is deeply concerning that the institutions Americans have traditionally trusted with keeping children healthy and safe are now giving them access to harmful medical practices. Ryan Staley, a researcher for Parents Defending Education, told the Daily Wire, it is unconscionable that this is happening within the K-12 school setting. A separate email from an unidentified individual working in public health for Seattle and King County flagged the Neighbor Care Health email to people associated with the Seattle Children's Hospital and Seattle schools. Children's hospitals, which until very recently were identified in virtually all of our minds with a sort of angelic presence, has people who are diabolic as doctors and therapists working for them. Some, not all by any means. I mean, the great, wonderful physicians, nurses, therapists who work with kids with cancer should be blessed. But there are truly evil people as well now who have inhabited children's hospitals. Interesting. I know many of you are already providing different levels of care and support for your students around gender, and I simply wanted to share this. the email states, before pointing out that, quote, there is the possibility of media interest in the program. No kidding. The article goes on to note what I said earlier. European countries to the left of the United States have recently restricted the use of puberty blockers and hormone therapy. Sweden and England have both taken steps to limit the availability of medical interventions that seek to change the sex of patients. The Scandinavian countries stopped hormone therapy for minors with few exceptions, while England's National Health Service stopped prescribing puberty blockers. Some of the most vocal advocates in favor of administering puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones to children actually receive funding from the very same pharmaceutical companies that manufacture the drugs that are given to children suffering from gender dysphoria. Well, that's the story. It's happening in Chicago as well, in L.A. Daily Wire previously revealed that the Los Angeles United School District reached out to a transgender youth clinic at the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles after staff found out that a student was considering going on testosterone therapy. The district, which frequently pushes transgenderism on students through its lesson plans, book readings, and Spirit Day celebrations, had just recently hosted members of the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles to advertise the transgender clinic's offerings to parents. It's hard to believe, when I say that the left destroys everything it touches, I mean that literally. And it's hard to believe, though, that you could destroy children's hospitals, about as angelic a place as you can imagine. Conservative journalist and activist Chris Rufo revealed that public schools in Chicago teamed up with the Lurie Children's Hospital of Chicago to promote pro-transgender curricula and gender-affirming books aimed at children. Well, what do you say to that, my dear friends? For the full episode of The Dennis Prager Show, go to pragertopia.com, sign up, and become a full member.